At Character Design Forge, we're all about helping you improve your art, and sometimes a big part of that is simply making improving feel less daunting. Even under normal circumstances, it's difficult to exercise your skills, and a pandemic, etc. can make that even worse. So here are 3 small actionable things you can do right now to improve. These have actually helped me out a ton over this last year. Number 1 is to plan your whole image out. The earlier, the better. As an example, here's an illustration that I did earlier in the year. I am happy with the way that it came out, but actually the process that I went through to make it was super drawn out. The reason being that I completely rendered the character and the little frog first and thought, I'll worry about the background later. Some of this comes from making characters the focus of your work. Sometimes it comes from sticking to a traditional comic making process where each step is distinct, writing, sketching, inking, color. But I found a lot more success recently with planning the whole image out the earlier the better. You can find out things like composition, values, what the eye is being drawn to, and you can do it much more cohesively and faster. Number 2, you can take a small bite.
You can take a small bite. Gentle.
One of the biggest misconceptions that we have is twofold, that art fundamentals are the same thing as drawing or painting realistically, and that being good at fundamentals means you have to learn them all the way in their entirety, all at once. Now, both of these things make us not want to learn them. If your focus is on making cartoony or stylized stuff, realism sounds like a waste of time or a step in the other direction. And trying to learn something super hard all at once is really discouraging and impossible. So first of all, fundamentals aren't necessarily realism. They are just skills that help any artist. They include human anatomy, perspective, construction, gesture, and you can use those in a realistic way, but those skills also help a stylized artist immensely. Second, you don't have to learn them all at once. Your goal should actually just be do a fundamentals study or exercise and become just a little bit better than you were last time. Doesn't that take the pressure off? Doesn't it make you want to do a gesture study or color study or do some draftsmanship exercises? Becoming a better artist is a long-term thing, but just because it helps to go outside your comfort zone and push yourself to learn new things, it does not have to be painful. Number 3, just as much as it's important to set aside time for studies that will help you to improve, don't forget to not only warm up, but do some fun things with your art. It can be especially hard for us to remember to have fun if we have a lot of ideas in our backlog or some kind of commitment like a daily challenge or work that takes up a lot of our drawing time. But if we forget to draw like no one else is watching, to do something silly, something loose, something that falls in our core comfort zone, there's actually a very real possibility of your work becoming stale or you even growing to despise drawing. And when things are already against us to get started, we don't want to give that resistance any more of a chance. So, as a quick suggestion, not necessarily saying that you need to combine the things that we've been talking about, but again, the idea is all about getting you moving and improving right now. So, either make a list or name off the top of your head the thing you are most interested in improving right now, especially if it's a fundamental like construction or anatomy, and then make a list or simply take off the top of your head the thing you find yourself drawing the most for fun, or a subject matter that you think would be a fun application to that fundamental. Bonus points if that subject matter is really silly or goofy. You know how a lot of times we try to use irony to hide behind the fear that being sincere could come off cringeworthy or inferior? We're actually using that fear to our advantage here, because no matter what, we can kind of pass this practice work off as a joke if we choose to show it to someone else, and even if we don't share it, because we definitely don't have to at all, we'll have fun doing it. I've got an 18-hour character design course and a Patreon where you can get an art package every month. You can also get a personalized video from me with feedback on your art to point you in the right direction. Our newsletter over at brookeseggleston.com is something we've been launching recently. It has exclusive stuff every week, and I happen to be on TikTok now. Yes, the same me that said, I am too old to legally download TikTok. Sorry, those are the rules. It's been really fun so far, and I really appreciate the warm reception over there. Feel free to follow if you like. Thank you so much for watching, and have fun creating.